Yeah. Can we talk about you coming on and voguing at the Work Human party? The videos, the videos are HR viral. What were you?
I enjoy voguing. I'm so sorry. It's good fluid movement. Darn it.
I mean, the thing that's funny is that I look at you and I see you, but then from like a couple steps away, just like me, I'm like, he doesn't look like he should be doing those moves.
No, first of all, what does that mean?
At the fam, we're all club. We're all fam at the club.
I can move quite well still. Thank you so much.
No, yes. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying it looks like maybe you should try like the modified version because that's gonna hurt.
I can still get my arms all the way back behind my head and pull them around. That guy who would do the dance moves with her. I got it all. Do I sound all right? Are you able to hear me?
I can. You did have that other mic, but now you're fine.
I didn't touch anything. It just Restream just likes to change cameras, microphones.
This is what I love about Restream because y'all know it's my favorite piece of software. When we logged in today, it was like, do you want to go vertical? And
first of all, that's personal.
We haven't even mind your business. Second of all, what? I haven't even had my coffee yet.
I'd be like, are you gonna buy me dinner first? What you asking?
Right. Vertical, I hardly even knew her.
This is just my like Aztec oriented super tall mug. There's nothing other about it than that. I have had this mug.
We said we were gonna just use our butt first coffee mug.
Or no, I'm the worst. I used that mug yesterday, funny enough. And we had all kinds of issues. So here in Vero Beach, I want to say about 40% of our town lost internet yesterday. Oh, it was a good time at Humoriso. And like you couldn't, so you're like, okay, everybody go home. And Frank went home and he was like, nope, no internet here either. Nope. Like it was, I've never seen anything like it. Literally like 40% of our town. Comcast trucks were out all over the place. And so I went to the way other side of town to a Starbucks and they had internet. And I want to tell you, that was good. However, I was not the only one who came up with that idea. That place was packed.
It was popping.
Oh my gosh. I mean, every chair sitting all over each other.
Now you have to buy something. They don't let you casually.
Oh no, I bought some and I was happy to buy something. I'm good with that. But like I couldn't do meetings. Like I had my headset and all, but you just can't. Like there was people everywhere.
I knew a person who used to like always do Starbucks and to the point where I was like, do you need another place? Like, are you like it's like I really was concerned where I thought they might be houseless, like really, because it was so loud, it was so inconvenient. People asking, are you okay, sir? You know, like
there was one guy who was from Echo Lab there yesterday, and who are my Echo Lab people? You all know that Echo Lab for restaurants, they're the ones that supply a lot of the dishwasher areas, right? The soaps, the sanitizers, all that stuff. My man was there at a table with his whole product suitcase, and he's doing video meetings, showing the product on the thing. And I'm like, buddy,
you film that?
I should have. I felt it was kind of like everybody's on top of each other. And I felt like if I started filming people, someone would notice, like, and be like, why are you filming me? I did not give you permission. And then you become one of those like TikTok videos and I'm not interested.
Listen, I wouldn't know because I'm an international famous reality TV star.
Can
So
you talk about this week? Are you?
yes, because it was hilarious. Let me
Yes.
tell you. This past week, I was in New York for the finale, and I don't know if any reality TV fans, but it's probably, to me, the best season of Survivor ever and the best season of The Amazing Race, and I'm completely biased.
Yeah.
But so after everything for the finale, so we'll go back. Some friends, we went to go see a show, a Broadway show, because the winner, his boyfriend works, he's in the industry, blah, blah, blah. So we all go and we're standing outside trying to get arranged.
You can say the show. Can't you say the show?
Yeah. So we were all on Amazing Race. So we're all trying
No, I mean the Broadway show, you weirdo.
Oh, we went to see Death Becomes Her.
Yes. Yeah, I know, which was awesome.
So good.
I've heard it.
I'll be back. Like it reminded me of when I saw the Book of Mormon, where I was literally screaming, like riotous laughter, like all the things, chortles, guffaws. I was totally laughing.
Chortles and guffaws.
Okay. Yes, all the laughs, ha-has. But anyway, so we went to go see it, but we're all kind of fidgeting around, and I see this lady out of the side of I kind of like pulling things out, and she's kind of whispering, and she's doing this, and she's trying to maneuver herself. And I said, "Do you want to take our picture?" And she goes, "Yeah." And we're like, "Okay." So there's like 8 of us. We're all arms with each other, some past seasons, and then someone walked, and we're in Times Square. So then somebody else comes by and they're like, "Look, it's The Amazing Race." And all these people came like paparazzi. I'm sure that's the only time that I'm going to feel that like in that way. It was just so funny because, you can dress up like Mickey Mouse and get $20. Like we should have pulled out a hat. Like
you dress up like
looking for stars. And
if you've never been to Times Square, right? That's why if you've never been to Times Square, what Jackie's saying in terms of like there are people in costumes just milling about looking to take pictures with tourists.
It's just buskers. There's people looking. It's like when you go to the Hollywood by the theater, like right by the Hollywood sign. Everyone's looking for people that they know or stars or whatever. So, and people are really looking for that. So we did have that moment. But yes, it had Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
I wanted her to sing a little Destiny's Child, but she wouldn't. She wasn't getting paid for that. And then we pulled that same moment at the end because we were like, the star, I don't want to mess up her name, but she was standing there and we were like, should we get a picture with her?
Yeah.
And I was like, she's probably going through the same thing that we are right now. I mean, not really, because she's an actual international superstar, but she's probably like, she's just a human, right?
Correct.
She's standing there, which doesn't it crack you up? Megan Hilty. I didn't know.
Yeah. Megan Hilty. Yeah.
So hilarious. And so we're like, excuse me, Miss Hilty. If you've ever been to Broadway, we're literally like, oh my gosh, take it over. 5 seconds later, they got out there in full Lululemon ponytail, ready to go.
Yes, they are.
Yes, LinkedIn
user. Who? Yeah, and you don't want a picture with Elmo. You don't want a picture with Elmo.
Yeah. I did. Yeah. Yes, I did say that. Where I was like,
this Waco Wi-Fi.
Look them in the eye.
You're freezing on my end, just so you know. I don't know if it's this Waco Wi-Fi. Lord.
Maybe it's because I'm using my cute microphone. And if I
No, that shouldn't do it, I don't think.
I don't know. Yes, please get your shirt because
you're linking.
Me and Jamie were the only ones that wore it last time because John, Mr. I forgot my mug. Also, did you buy your shirt?
I did not. I've done nothing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something while you choke. I'm going to tell you this has been such a week, like schedule wise, organization.
Jamie, order John's shirt and do a reimbursement.
struggling. I really am annoyed that we have Monday off. Like, I need that day. There's just all the things are just going on. And so I don't know. I'm just being honest. I know we're talking about workplace well-being and all. I'm like schedule past my eyeballs. Like, I just can't make all the things work. So
that's why this is so important.
If somebody feels that way, I'm with you 100%.
I am looking for opportunities. I will say I'm doing the work.
Yep.
But still, like, why do we work for ourselves and not take a lunch? I asked my boss. My boss said that we could take a lunch or not take a walk or recharge. Or
I do get up and walk. I will go outside. I don't want everybody to think that I'm like falling off a cliff. I do get up and I work out, but
I know you. Well, I'm not talking about working out. I'm talking about that midday recharge. Oh my God. By the way, y'all know we're besties. I saw John's arm. I give him such crap. The other day I was like, John had to work out for literally 1,000 days straight. It took him 1,000 days for me to say, "Oh, you're looking pretty
good." By the way, speaking of looking pretty good, I forget who it was now. Darn it. Someone on LinkedIn commented on one of your videos and said, "Okay, Anita Ward," and I was dying.
Because yesterday I kept saying, "Ring my bell."
Yes.
I had my ring my.
Oh listen, my gosh, I was cracking up.
I had, how we are always talking about people not seeing, and sorry that I'm fidgeting with. I'm not going to fidget with them anymore. Yesterday we went to a thing for Todd, and people who haven't seen me since TJ's graduation, so they haven't seen me in 4 years.
Wow!
Just kept looking at me, and they saw me on TV. The last time they saw me was, and then they just kept going. I was like, we were like on PTA together. Like, why? They're like,
yeah. Now you're on the Harper Valley PTA.
Harper Valley. I tell them yes, because and I have Benjamin Buttons. I got the buttons.
I feel like it's funny that you talk about PTA and stuff too, because part of the scheduling thing that we were talking about is like work, community, family. Like, people don't realize enough that even sometimes some of those things you have to take the time to like make time. If you decide to go home and like, oh, tonight I'm just going to be with family, I hope you have a plan, because sometimes what happens when you say I'm just going to go home and be with family is you start doing laundry, you're cleaning the kitchen, you fall asleep during Wheel of Fortune. Are you really with family? You're like in the same building, but you may not really be with them. So to like have a plan on some of those things, that feels like scheduling as well. And so if you're already overwhelmed with your schedule, it's like, crap, how do I organize myself for this?
It's bad. Me and Todd, I've been exhausted. John and I have been on the road for weeks and weeks and weeks. And did you see? That's why I was doing this.
No, I didn't see it. Steve Brown's here, ladies and gentlemen.
We've been
three books. Please buy the trifecta of books.
You know what?
The man needs to buy a good meal.
Give us 10% commission, please. Jamie, make sure that we get 10% commission from Steve Brown.
Debbie makes greeting cards. She needs the cut out punch thing so she can make more greeting cards. Let's go. Steve, don't tell Debbie I said that.
Don't. Please don't. I've been so exhausted that this week I was like, Todd, can we just have a snack a little, watch a little TV? My mom used to do that when I was little. She would ask me to get in bed with her, and she'd be like, let's snack a little, talk a little, watch a little TV. And so we just got in bed like at 6 and just like chatted there, because I'm just exhausted. I'm claiming jet lag, and then I'm going to be in a different time. I've been crossing back and forth.
Yes, you have.
Absolutely ridiculous, and I'll never do it again.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, you're like, okay, let's get into bed and have the TV on and chat and snack and all that stuff. And then at 6:20 and you're like, you're snoring.
Absolutely. I was like, you gotta put that CPAP on. I can't hear Pat Sajak or whoever it is. It's not Pat Sajak.
It's not Pat Sajak. I mean, I love Ryan, but I miss Pat.
I do.
It is, and at least it is for me. And I would love to hear from other people. If I'm not planned, if I'm not like coordinated planned, and I sit down, kiss of death. Like all of the tiredness, even if I don't fall asleep, like all of the tiredness just comes over me, and I'm like, I got to get up, because if I stay here, I am going to go to sleep, and I don't want to go to sleep. Right? I don't know. That's probably not very healthy.
But I think it's because sleep is a priority, and you have to get 8 hours of sleep. And if you don't, your body will resort back on you. That's why this wellness is so important, because that's why, I always say, if you don't sit down, God has a funny way of making you sit your ass down.
Yeah, it's called stomach flu or whatever.
Right. Like, it's called like freaking shingles.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
It's gout. All of a sudden you're like,
why does it have to be gout?
Because it's the funniest sounding. Wait. So the Claytons are a little silly. And every once in a while we play a fun family dinner game, which is that somebody's name, or is it a disease? Just go with it.
That's like my K-cup stripper.
It's like your K-cup. Yes, it's like your stripper or K-cup.
Right.
So we're like first name or disease. And I was playing it with Clay, but Clay failed from the beginning, went, ooh, Stephanie sounds like a disease. It was like Catherine, ew, disease. I was like, that's not how the game works.
I mean, it is, first of all, I'm not an 8-hour sleep person. And let me make sure I say this. I've never been. So it's not like I'm like denying myself. I've never been. If I do 6 hours, like, wow, that like I've slept. So I usually, like, for me, I'm usually lights out, because wellness is impacted by sleep 100%, right? I'm usually lights out 9:30 for me. And because I'm up at 4:15.
Which is disgusting.
Wait, let me give you a minute so you can tell me how you feel about that. Hold on a second.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me think if I can come up with the words.
Without retching in your throat while you say disgusting. But that's just that honestly is, if I try to sleep longer, like I did over last weekend, and I will tell you, I woke up and I didn't get out of bed, and I lay there for a while until I fell back asleep. And then when I got up, which was like 6:30, I felt so hungover.
Yes.
I was like, dragging then the whole time, because I wasn't drinking before everybody fills in that blank. I appreciate that. But I just felt like I just was cloudy in my head. So I don't know what that is, but it affected like the rest of my day. I was just kind of off the rest of the day.
Well, and I think that is from the lack of sleep. And as we get older, it just is going to happen. You're going to get brain fog. There's a certain amount of brain fog. But a couple of weeks ago, when we were in Vegas, we were in Vegas, and I was home for a day and a half. I don't remember where I was going the next day. Felt so sick. Allergies, because I just got home and it just came through.
Yes.
And I was taking double allergy medicines, slept all day, woke up on Sunday, got back on a plane. And I was like, this is out of control. But
Vegas is a cesspool of germs though, as well.
It's absolute. And I scrubbed them all off because ew.
I mean, really it is. I'm not, like, the amount of people that go through that city, they are absolutely not cleaning those like escalators and stuff like we're on all the equipment getting from place to place. It's a cesspool of germ.
It is a cesspool, but we've been to Vegas so much. I'm pretty sure that there's a little bit of Jackye John DNA in the freaking
I'm sure there is.
Because,
I'm sure
like we could probably find an earring from escalator. I found an earring I lost 2 years ago in the toilet. We have
I
been.
forgot to tell you this at I think it was HR Tech Conference last year. I went to close my tablet, like my Microsoft Go little tablet that I was using, and I guess I was like really feeling myself, and I like closed the thing, and the magnetic pen flew off of the tablet, went behind the desk, which is like affixed to the wall. There was no way for me to go behind there to get it. It like perfectly went down. I couldn't have done this if I tried. It went perfectly down the back. So somebody in the wind is going to find that pen one day when they remodel the furniture. My computer pen is behind that desk. I forget the room number though.
Listen, and to everybody, sorry that we keep getting off track. John and I literally have been together for like 2 weeks, and then we haven't talked in a full week. He's just been like,
So we're never off track. Everything is connected. Every single thing is connected. Every single thing. The other thing though about these trips, though, to be fair, you're not experiencing this yet. I am. And Steve Brown, I'll keep picking on him because I know he's here. The age thing, like your body changes.
That's right.
I cannot do the 3 a.m. stay out till 3 a.m.
3 a.m.s. We did
do it
3 days in a row. We did 3 a.m.s.
I can't do it.
We did. So, I mean, what was funny is that, again, especially with the race people, so those things were up, that was like late. And one day we get home and it was literally 3:00 in the morning. And one of the racers calls me at 8:00 and it was like, do you want to do breakfast? And I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, we just got home.
Do you want to?
I was like, oh, baby. Mm-mm. And we laid there until the next event at 5:00 because we were about to die from the night before. It is hard to go back to back. And so many people do have these events that are back to back. It was a little bit different at a few of the events where we had more daytime gatherings, which is great because it's so important to be able to space these things. You want to see everybody, you want to network with everybody, but it's impossible to be fully present, be up at 2:00. I mean, we'll do the ding, right? We commit to the bit. So we'll be there at 9:00, but we're not talking.
No. And so it's funny because I was trying to think about, I knew that we were talking about wellness. And so sleep is just top of mind for me.
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever, as much wellness as I've done at work, meaning programs and resources and that sort of stuff through the years, even before it was like, trendy to talk about wellness. We've always had involved with things that are trying to be there for the health of the individual. I really cannot think of a time where there was a focus on sleep. No. I can't think of any initiative that I ever was a part of that had to do with sleep, encouraging sleep in the to those that I'm connected to in the workplace. I wonder if part of it is because we're worried that people will sleep then while they're at work.
Yes. And some people need to. Well, I was just talking because one of my favorite things to like have a kiki about is menopause. And I was like,
which is absolutely a wellness perspective, 100%.
Because I was telling her, these girls came up to me and they were like, oh, another woman who will be understanding about lactation or whatever. And I was like, do I look, I ain't got a uterus. What are you doing for me? What are you doing for me?
Here's a woman who will be understanding about lactation. That is
I was like
a card or something.
I'm standing here schwitzing, like, and you want to talk to me. Can you bring me a glass of water since you want to have a conversation? Like, and I need that nap. that is not
the t-shirt. There's a woman who understands lactation. Yep, there it is. That's the t-shirt.
And I wear it. But I mean, what I'm saying is sleep is part of wellness in those
larger organizations
or mental health concerns.
You and I know that there are budgetary reasons why some of these topics don't get discussed because they pulled back on ERGs that have to do with health and wellness. They've pulled back with some of it really just because they're not paying the stipends anymore. Some of it because they're removing all the ERGs for whatever, political reasons they think they need to be removed, which is not completely true. But But if you focus on wellness, like I just think people are interested in it, and then you allow people within your organization to have space to like topics that mean something. So you're talking about menopause as an example. You might find that there are a handful of women in your organization that are experiencing that. And because you've opened the door to have holistic conversations about wellness, they wind up gravitating towards one another in common experience. And then they can, be a resource to one another, and then come back to HR or whoever's in charge of it to say, there's half a dozen of us that are going through this thing. Does the organization have any access to resources through our health insurance, through our brokerage relationship? Is there anything there? I have to tell you, there are absolutely benefits brokerages that have access to these kinds of resources that are like, yeah, we actually have a such and such clinical professional who focuses on menopause in women. We're going to reach out to that person. They'll do a 30-minute video chat with the half dozen of you to talk about vitamins and sleep or whatever support structures will help you with some parts of menopause. How awesome is that? It's
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's real and it matters to the people at your organization.
It's important to do a holistic approach and look at it instead of this is a benefit for new parents. This is a benefit for retirees. This is the benefit for people with children. Because like I'm telling you, it's everyone, right? The menopause, people, new parents, people who, are doing these they all need a nap. There's lots of groups that need it.
I want you to keep going, but I just want to point out the fact that it feels like every time David Noe, good morning, David, joins us, he's not always here on time. By the way, I'm not keeping attendance, but I just happen to notice that you don't comment right away. But it feels like every time he goes to comment is just Jackie when you're talking about something about your own health issue.
I'm gonna die. Like I get a crush. When he walks, I start getting nervous.
Yeah, but he comes into the room and you're like, yeah, but my menopause.
I know. But I'm like, like I got saggy. Oh, hi, David.
I got saggy.
It makes me blush and makes me all of a sudden fully aware of what's going on with my
continue. I'm so sorry. Menopause.
I can't.
Holistic.
I just would like to say I'm glad that I'm in perfect health and how everything's going well for me. But some people,
with your Anita Ward haircut,
my blusher.
The thing on guys, though, I want to come to the other side. I will also say, other than you do the prostate health screening awareness month, right? That kind of stuff that goes on for some organizations. I've never done anything that's actually bringing that kind of cancer screening to a workplace. I'm being honest. I feel like this morning's all about how I failed in some wellness initiatives in the various organizations I've been a part of. But, I'll put the poster up in the break room of, hey, it's, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. There's a poster. But I've never really done anything to bring resources to the organization to say, hey, and I know it might sound funny, but there are resources built like this. There are like buses or trailers that come to organizations and are like, we can do a PSA blood test screening. We can do portable mammograms. We can do we'll bring a blood bank bus to it and say, hey, we're doing the blood drive today. Why don't we do some of these other buses that do other I just haven't. If you have and you're listening, what are the things, put it in the chat. What are the things you've brought to your workplace that were like portable resources that really help to drive home the fact that you care about these things? Me just telling somebody, here's a flyer on prostate cancer, good luck, and they don't ever do anything with it. I know it's on them, but I think as businesses, we can be smarter about how we encourage health and wellness.
Well, that's right. And again, because it is really funny because we do talk about prostate cancer. It's really important. We all know that in October, we do talk about breast cancer. There's a lot of different cancers going on.
Yes.
And to let people, to put it all, just because you don't get a ribbon for whatever kind of cancer, it doesn't mean that it's not important. Same with because we look at mental health and what are the benefits in the various things, or when we talk about differences, like what kind of things are impactful because of people being neurospicy and neurodivergent may need certain things that we already provide that they are unaware of, because we don't want people are quitting jobs in order to get raises, but they're also quitting jobs to try to feel more wellness because they don't feel like they're getting what they need or there is too much pressure.
Yeah.
We need to make it where what we learned at Work Human, like it's not cute to be mean, to be a boss. You can actually be a nice boss and not be so stressful so people can feel safe enough to take the care that they need so that they can do their best work. I don't understand why we have to have this conversation 5 times a year.
Well, I think part of it is because the pressures that are put on managers and directors, and I'm going to go all the way up and to your C-suite, are coming from external voices saying revenue's down, we're not standing out in the marketplace, we're flat, if not falling. You need to stop worrying about running a yoga wellness month, or I don't know, whatever it might be,
right?
And instead get the revenue where it needs to be. Put your focus on that, or we're not going to make the EBITDA that we need to, or our PE or VC boards are going to have big words for us, and so that pressure is real. I mean, I've talked to CEOs and tech founders who are feeling it right now. They're feeling it. Budgets are getting
feeling it.
Yeah,
I think, and you don't have to be a CEO to feel it. We're seeing and all feeling it right now.
Yeah.
And they also are living in fear to push back to say, sorry, I'm only going to make you $500 million, not like.
I'll take the $500 million. Whoever's doing that, let me know. I'll take the $500 million.
I mean, seriously, because we know that the folks, and when we look at what CEOs and the bonuses they're making have gone up, while everybody else, yeah, exactly.
Brandon,
we saw it on the dance floor. Anybody roll the tape. Jamie, if you don't have that tape of John dancing, you have to get it before next week.
There's nothing. That tape is old, by the way, that you're talking about. Not this year.
No, it is not. Old. No, it's not.
What are you talking about? When was
I
dancing?
It had to be from Work Human. It had to be from Work Human.
This year?
Yep.
Oh, that video.
See?
First of all,
Ooh, that's your yoga pose.
I did see that video, and I forgot about that. And I looked really good. I sent it to my wife, and she was like, "Okay," because I got down. I was down. I
love you so much, and I love that you don't have any self-esteem issues.
At zero.
At all. He was like, I looked good, and then I said it to my wife.
Great. I was down all the way. I was down all the way riding behind somebody else because I believe in equitable dancing.
Our producer says he has a video of you from HR Tech 2 years ago. It's impressive and does not support your case. One day we're gonna look at John. But we do have fun at these things. It is part of our wellness to sing and dance, even though we're not going to be on American Idol or
like bring in a karaoke machine to your workplace on a Friday.
Oh my gosh.
For like the last hour, if you're an organization where you do have staff that are meeting together, they are working from an office or a warehouse, some sort of facility. Honestly, I'm not saying every Friday. Once in a great while, just bring the karaoke machine in.
Yes.
It will surprise you. I mean, people will grab that microphone just like they're about to be discovered, on American Idol. Like they are eyes closed, heartfelt. They are singing in 12 different keys, but man, they mean every word that they say. It is awesome. The laughter is such a wellness bit with one another, right? Like, go ahead, sing your heart out, do it.
I started dancing literally started dancing like that at places, fully looking like that girl from Seinfeld. Like I'm not a good dancer. And I feel so good and have so much fun
Yes.
doing it. And it's like, I feel a release, and we have to feel, oh,
I know what her song is. Come on.
that's right. Redneck Woman is my karaoke song. I've been singing it since 2005.
And she kills it.
That's right.
It's
That's
such
right.
a good song. It's so good. Your voice it's got a little rasp to it. You do such a good job with that song.
I told somebody I was going to get a new karaoke song, and she was like, please don't. I was like, I know you've heard me sing it at least 4 or 5 times.
I think that, but I do want you to add Chandelier to your repertoire.
Oh my God, you're trying to kill me. My chandelier. On the chandelier. It's too many years of smoking and hard living. I just can't.
But I want you to do it the Jackye way. My chandelier.
Just in case you don't know, I am happy to be smoke-free today. There was a time I was not smoke-free.
How long
And
has it been at this point?
it's been a year and 3 months. It's been a year and 3 months.
That is a very applicable wellness initiative.
That's right.
Because smoking is one of those habits that just the tentacles of what it impacts, right? Like when, especially my parents quit, like when they were out a year, like year, 2 years, my dad would say, I feel so much better. I didn't realize how it was affecting my sleep,
Right.
my eating, like he just would have a list of things that he saw it impacting.
That's right. I mean, and just the weight, like losing all this weight, quitting smoking, being active. There's so much life that I didn't realize. And part of that is because of not having enough time or support in order to do what it takes to do that. If that's like, I understand the economy, I understand the pressure, and I need to be able to have an extra hour every day to make sure that I'm whatever it is, meditating, walking the dog, playing with the children. You have to be able to break it up. It's so important.
Playing with the children. She doesn't have her own.
I'm a Gen Xer. So we didn't get played with very often.
Everyone needs to have a taser ready when she's around because she may want to come play with your children. Just tase her real quick.
I guarantee I don't want to play with your children.
Like 1000%.
Do you want to hold the baby?
No.
No.
No. Isn't he the cutest thing? Actually, no.
My baby was the cutest, but
yes. I've not seen the new babies with noses on the back of their heads. Your baby's super cute.
The new babies.
The new babies.
The new babies. What's in the water?
I would love, because I think the smoking thing is probably, in my experience, one of the easier or most often initiatives done in workplaces. Part of that is self-serving because some organizations have a price differential in health insurance based upon smoking, whether you do or do not. And so they're the onus to try to get you to quit. The smoking cessation programs help the organization's overall costs, I know, but it is still a healthier endeavor to try to quit smoking than continuing. So I would be curious, as everybody is here, what wellness programs have you seen in your workplace that you thought were pretty good? If you thought they were pretty bad, we'll take those as well. But not necessarily that you put together. If some of you are listening are in HR, I'm not necessarily saying ones that you had to do. Just in any workplace you've been a part of, what are some wellness initiatives that you thought were either pretty great or pretty not so great? I have found that people tend to be more inclined to engage in a program when there are others doing it. So I bring that up to say, with a distributed workforce, I wonder if some of these initiatives have been sort of impacted by the fact that I don't have a buddy that I'm doing some of these things with in the same way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, at the beginning of COVID, we did more of that, bringing it together because everybody was at home. But now in a hybrid environment, it does change things. I will tell you, like, I think one of the best things that we had Pilates at work, and it was like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they came to the office and brought all this stuff and set it
The
up.
instructor came to the
Yeah,
office.
the instructor came with, I mean, we had a gym because it was Oregon, like whoop, whoop, all my friends in the Pacific Northwest, most of them are asleep right now. But I mean, it's very common in the Pacific Northwest that of having that kind of lifestyle. And we had Pilates right there. It was paid for by our company. The instructor was downstairs, and then everybody would be like, "Oh, sorry, it's 11 Pilates," and everybody would just go down to the Pilates office.
Was it during the workday or after?
During the workday.
Oh, for an hour? Is that how
For
it
an
worked?
hour. Yeah.
And did you have to pay for it, or was just sign up and that was it?
Right. You signed up. And I remember my dad back in the day had Weight Watchers at work. Same thing. Remember when they used to do Weight Watchers at work?
Yeah,
I wish more people would do Toastmasters at work again, because it's key to everybody's well-being. We love the introverts, but we know public speaking and the ability to communicate effectively is really going to make a difference in people's careers and their well-being and how they feel about themselves. We don't see a lot of these things that we used. Not to be like that guy, but
no, but it's true. I love those ideas because I many moons ago that we did an initiative around Weight Watchers at the workplace as well, and it was impactful for people. Some of you, maybe later on did like the Biggest Loser kind of initiatives at your workplace. That got a little dicey if people were like getting weighed in front of one another, but but that kind of initiative, I think, probably more than any other, is not unusual in the workplace. Weight loss, physical health related stuff. I remember doing, this would have been 1989. I did my first United Way, like donation program at work, where people could contribute a portion of their, like as a payroll deduction towards the United Way, particular programs and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm old, y'all.
I was about to say 1989. Dang.
Yeah. And one of the things that they had access to was a community space where there would be aerobics. And so if you made a contribution, the organization gave you comp time to participate in the community aerobics. That was 1 hour a week in the community aerobics. And you had to contribute, I want to say it was at least $25 a month towards some United Way initiative. And if you met that threshold, you got this hour of comp time a week to go do this aerobics class in this big auditorium.
Wow.
And it was like, people were like, yes, and so a whole bunch of people signed up. Now, 1 hour of aerobics a week, is that going to be the best health, the most fullness of health journey, I guess you could be on? Probably not, but it's a start. And we had some folks, honestly, back then they were in their 70s and they were like, yes. And they were in the back of that little community aerobics doing their grapevines and claps, to the others.
Jazzercise.
And it was awesome, right? So they tied it to like community donation. I mean, I know that's not going to work for everybody today, but I'm trying to remember the furthest back that I can of a program that I was connected to. I think that was the first one.
Yeah, I think
it was the first one.
And I feel like the fact is, especially this is something that we learned about during COVID, of we have to take more care because there is so much stuff going on and all of the uncertainty. And regardless of where you fall politically, this is a very uncertain time. That baseline of uncertainty makes people feel uneasy and they're looking for something to depend on. And that's why if it's yoga class or if it's aerobics 1 day a week, or if it's doing a show and tell and everybody gets to do it, just having a break, something to change what's going on is so helpful.
It's great. And I know that looking at the chat, question was asked about what can we do for mental health. it's funny. Storytelling is I think an underappreciated area of mental health. So I think a lot of times there are people that just want to share. And so
Right.
whether it's show and tell, or, we used to do, even at Humoriso, we've done like post your senior prom picture, or
Yeah.
like, or high school dance, whatever. I don't know if we always said prom, but some senior dance or high school dance. And like people would post and tell stories about, oh man, I remember going to get this dress or this suit, or, I left my date because somebody else I was interested in finally like let me know they were, and I left my date, and terrible stories. But it's fun. It's funny because people are like they get it off their chest, and they feel heard, and they laugh with one another, right, about these stories and the styles and things that are like, we can all sort of appreciate how we've grown from that time to where we are now. That's really healthy mentally for people to be able to be safe to share that stuff.
And it's non-threatening. I mean, we did that the other day. Me and Todd was talking to a friend, and she's quite a bit younger. And I was like, look at us at 25, like that. This is us, and looking at that picture, and we shared, and we got everybody else to share pictures of when they were 25.
Yes.
Just to see that.
We do currently we do on Wednesdays, we have,
we wear pink.
We wear pink. No, we do Woof Woof Wednesdays. And so that's the hashtag.
The dog?
No, because there's a lot of folks at Humoriso that are distributed. So they post pictures of their dogs that morning and stuff. And so it's hashtag Woof Woof Wednesday. And, that pet thing, the dog thing, like people enjoy that. They love seeing the pictures of their animals and pets and stuff. We do Woof Woof Wednesday. We have one guy who shares pictures of his rabbit, which I don't know if he realizes the rabbit's not a dog, but just the idea of being able to share and the pet stuff as well, that means something to people. And pets are mental health related.
I will tell you, speaking of which, it's one of the things that we love to do is play with our dogs. And I was looking at, like, there was a bank that allowed one day a week they would bring cats in to the office and allow people to play with kittens.
Kittens, okay. Cats are evil. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, not everybody thinks that, John.
Cats are evil. I'll go down.
Some people love cats. It's okay. This is HR. There are a lot of people
are allowed to love cats. They're part of the occult, but that's cool. That's fine.
I'm bringing it back. I love cats. They're cute. Anyway, they would get to play with the kitties. Have you ever seen puppy yoga?
Yes, I have seen. You seen the goat? Did you watch the goat yoga? Yes.
I'm scared. Listen, I will kill a goat. I will punch a goat right in the face. I don't care how cute it is. Yeah. Don't bring that goat near me.
I put it on my back. Get out of here.
Absolutely not. Putting them nasty feet on me.
People are putting ideas in. Thank you so much. I'm trying to keep up with everything that people are sharing. I'm sorry. I don't know who the LinkedIn user who shared about Expanse HR.
Hi, LinkedIn user. You're our favorite. Awesome. Sorry, we're reading.
Yes. Don't be sorry, David Noe, that you're a dog person.
But the thing is like part of the wellness is the safety. Like, I hate that sometimes we have to. I was late to a meeting this week because Chi-Chi, y'all know, the world's oldest Chihuahua.
Oldest. That dog died 4 years ago. Just doesn't know it yet. Look, I made you freeze. You froze. You're back.
The world's oldest Chihuahua. I was like, oh my God, she was up all night. So we get really nervous. You hear these little feet. And so I was late, like trying to sleep. And it's like, that's like your child. I was embarrassed because I had to say, sorry, my dog was up. I was like, do they even know what I'm talking about? Like, if you've ever had a geriatric pet, it can be rough. You can have rough days. And that girl is never going to go nowhere.
Never. Chi-Chi. I said, you didn't hear me. I said that dog died 4 years ago, just doesn't know it.
For real. I'm like, oh, girl. And, if you don't know, like, Chi-Chi is deaf, can barely see. And then she lays down all day and then she gets up and we're like, oh, my God. Like, we think, like, it's fully the apocalypse. Like, what is she doing? Why is she here? And she
You
just
just
likes to
reminded
come
me
out
of
when
that.
I cook, and she just stares at me, and then she
My
goes back to
kids,
bed.
my youngest in particular, if she got up during the night and like went to the bathroom, she wouldn't always go right back to bed. Like you'd hear her sort of walk in the hallway, like wanting to come close to mom and dad's room. And I'm a light sleeper. And so you just would hear, girl, you better get back to bed. And the scamper real quick, scamper and jump right into the bed. And I'm like, all in the dark,
Oh,
terrifying.
that is
Right?
so cute. That is so cute. Last week, I did get to see Clay, and we got to have a slumber party. Clay
That's
stayed with me for 3 days because we were in Williamsburg, which is an hour away from Bay Ridge, and we got to have a slumber party. That was good wellness.
Don't do slumber parties with your coworkers, though.
Well, I mean, remember when they
your
used to
boss
send you and you had to share a
says,
room?
if your boss says, we're going to do a wellness initiative slumber party, I need you to come over to my house this weekend. Don't fall for
Bring
it.
10 bottles of baby oil.
Don't
Say
fall
no.
for it. Jamie said, just sleep head to toe. Okay,
That's
honey.
right.
Honey, first of all, I don't want your feet in my face, so that ain't never happening. But this idea of, please keep posting the ideas. I love that we can learn from one another, because there are things here that some of you may not think of for your own organizations. I find the organizations that give themselves the hardest time when it comes to wellness are the small companies.
Right.
They automatically think there's not much we can do because we're small, we don't have the budget. Is untrue. Especially, you've got to do it two different ways. If you're all together, if you're a startup, if you're a small business with under 20 employees, there are ways that you can do things together. Everybody, Jackie, you were talking about taking a walk. Like, you make the decision to say from 12 to 12:20, I'm making it up, right? Like these 20 minutes, everybody leaves the office together. We walk 10 minutes, down the sidewalk one way, turn around and walk 10 minutes back, and everybody just goes back. Everybody's not clocking out. It's a 20-minute break, but we're all doing something movement oriented while we're chatting, and just while people will take their coffee with them and go. We're not talking about a power walk, just move, right?
But even if you say we're not going to have meetings on Fridays, or like there are some things that you can do that don't cost money that can be really helpful.
Absolutely.
And Fridays, I think in the summer, I love half-day Fridays during the summer, because so many people are out of the office. It's difficult getting things done. You feel really charged and get excited. You have something to look forward to every week. I think that's a good thing.
If you're in warehouse, manufacturing, distribution, if you're in medical, if you're in a hospital or a large clinic, the steps thing, I love. Again, this LinkedIn user thing, it drives me crazy. This is such a great idea. Like this sort of steps competition between departments, like the people that are working in the warehouse that are responsible for this kind of merchandise versus this side, which has this other kind of merchandise. Like, let it be people love competition. And so total steps, you don't have to call out you don't have to even call out individuals. You can say, team A, clocked 300,000 steps this week, and team B clocked 310,000, whatever it is. You don't have to do it per individual if you're worried about some of that. Be creative. I love that.
I love if you do like when you do the steps, allow people to put their personal best, because sometimes it's like 10,000 steps could be the day, but I've only ever gone 3,000. Like that would be great. I would love to know. We have multiple LinkedIn users today.
Carla Wilson is one of them. I love that you're here.
Carla, put that shirt back up for the LinkedIn user.
LinkedIn user, yes. Carla used to work with BJ Anderson. BJ. And they had relay races. I'm not going to tell the story. BJ will tell the story. We'll have her as a guest on here one week. The relay
can't wait. I'm dying already.
We used to do remember the erasers? Did you do them in school? Like in Catholic school, we had no budget. So they would put the chalkboard erasers like one end of the hallway to the other, and like two for each team. And we'd have to book it, go grab one, book it back, drop it, go back, get the other eraser, bring it back. Yeah. And then the next person could go.
That is funny. That is funny. And there are lots of things that we used to do. Some of those things we got to bring back, but then also like be creative. Like I feel like, bringing, even right now in the age of AI, bringing stuff and seeing what
Ask
they can do.
ChatGPT. Ask seriously. Go on OpenAI and say, I'm a part of a such and such type of organization. We have this many employees. What kinds of wellness initiatives would make sense for our organization? We have no budget. We've got a budget of $10,000. And I say this because some of you get monies from your insurance company. Like if you, Cigna, as an example, they might, depending on your size and participation, they might say, hey, and you get $10,000 a calendar year to go towards some initiative. Use that for wellness initiatives like this, right? You can figure out ways to make that be of an encouragement. It doesn't have to all be spent at once. You can break it up by quarter. But I'd be curious to see what AI had to say about it if you put it in, right? And to see what ideas it gives you.
Yes. I mean, I think AI is really creative. Speaking of which, one thing that we did for wellness this past week was make ramen.
Make ramen?
I made ramen. Me and Todd made ramen. Like, it was so wonderful with the egg.
Is it styrofoam or what is it?
What do you? No.
Just...
So delicious. All the traditional
How do you make it?
different things. I mean, we didn't make the actual noodles. We
that's what I thought
and
you
chopped
did.
all the vegetables and did all the stuff
Gotcha.
and blanched the bok choy and did all of that.
Does anybody, first of all, blanch bok choy?
So, and then we had it again for dinner, just like bok choy. It was like delicious.
It is good. By the way, if anybody knows how to actually make the ramen noodle, I'd be curious. Just,
listen, I just make pasta. Sure. Don't ask. And speaking of which, we had one of the racers' moms brought.
Of course, Jamie makes
penne pasta. One of the Theo brothers' mom. It's so cute. Oh, your friends are coming over. Here, take a. I'm like. So the first day she brought tiramisu, homemade tiramisu. And your friends are coming. It was divine. And then we had another meeting the next day, and Mama Theo brought 3 kinds: an orzo salad, a pasta salad, one of the ziti's with the sauce, and brownies, and not a pan of brownies, individually wrapped in like the cupcake, and like 3 layers of brownies for your friends. And I was like, the whole Theo family, it was Nick and Mike from The Amazing Race. It was so cute because it was this whole family came, and it was so great. And she brought a treat.
That's good.
Brought a treat, and I was like, I'm coming for Thanksgiving.
Food is love. I'm telling you, that's the best wellness program there is. Olivia was home, and a friend of hers came from Boston, and she was like, Dad, can you make baked ziti, please? I was like, sure. Because she just, like, it, from a mental health perspective, like, she's just happy when there's that kind of food in front of you. Did you watch Nona's on Netflix, by the way?
No.
You should watch
it. Did I?
Yeah. It's about food, Italian food. You would enjoy it.
What is interesting is just what it does remind of the piece of wellness is just community. We've been blessed with so much community the past couple of weeks, whether it's at conferences, outside of hours, putting all these things, and the joy, just the sheer joy of people seeing each other. And so if you can, please have an in-person event, even if you're remote or hybrid, whatever, one where you're asking people, like requiring gently that you come together, because it makes such a big difference on people's.
I know. Oh my gosh, we're out of time. But I'll say this real quick though. I just did with an organization a few weeks ago. They did a virtual because they have distributed folks. I was invited to be a part of a chocolate tasting, and everybody got sent the chocolates, and it was awesome. Like, everybody was really, because it's chocolate, right? And everybody was like talking and laughing and sharing with one another, and like doing it all. Okay, we're now going to take this piece out. Everyone take a sip of water, and like everybody's doing it on camera, taking the sip of water, flushing their palate a little bit, putting the chocolate on. Like, I know we did some of that happy hour stuff when like the pandemic first started. And I'm not saying it needs to be a happy hour because I know alcohol can be a thing.
That's
But
right.
think about things like chocolates, or you were talking about desserts, like sending everybody a tiramisu, or like they have those cheesecakes that are multiple slices of different kinds of cheesecakes, you know, in a small one, and doing a tasting that way. Like that's really healthy for people. I don't mean the sweets. I just
Listen,
mean the community.
are you listening to my alarm? Like
Yes, I
literally,
heard your
it's
alarm.
like it's off until
Oh,
exactly 10 o'clock. I am so happy we got to spend this time together with all of our friends, our millions of fans, and all the LinkedIn users. You're our
yes,
favorite.
you are our favorite. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Enjoy the Memorial Day. I hope you're safe.
Don't
And
forget, my birthday is May 30th. So you do have time to send me a present and to get it here on that special day. We will start celebrating my birthday on Monday, and we'll continue to celebrate it through June. I don't know how it's not a holiday, like an official holiday.
How is it not? Okay. Thank you all. If you're watching this after the fact, keep putting ideas in for your wellness programs that you loved. And by the way, if you're in transition, make sure you share that in the chat as well with a link to your LinkedIn profile.
That's right. Let's clink, clink.
Link. Bye.
Bye.